Welcome back, beer tubers, to another episode of San Diego Beer Vlog. And now I am joined by Peter, the Master of Hoppets, and Jakob, the Lord of Malt. And we're going to look at a beer that Peter sent me in our beer mail. And thanks for sending that, Peter and Jakob, because I guess you both chipped in. We're going to look at a beer from Beer Here, my first Beer Here beer that I'm ever going to drink. It's going to be their Yule Ale. This is a English-style barley wine that's on 11%, as you would say. And looking forward to trying this. Let's get it open.
By the way, I forgot to mention that it's actually brewed with sugar and spices too.
Okay, yeah. I think it says mine doesn't say spices. It's just sugar, hops, yeast. But anyway, let's get it open.
It's the same vintage. It's just the Danish American label.
Is this bottle conditioned? I didn't check.
Yeah, all of the Beer Here beers are.
Okay. Like I said, first ever Beer Here beer. We can get like a couple of them. Maybe.
It's probably oh, that's hazy. It's probably the ones that are made for the American market.
Yeah.
Because they have two: the Pumpernickel Porter and
That's
the dark.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the two I can get here. So mine's not really clear. It's a little hazy.
Yeah, mine's or ours kind of hazy too. It's like a dark kind of ruby red, dark amp color. I guess on my end of the screen you can see the light coming through the glass. Actually,
yeah, if you hold it up to the light, I get a little orange notes, but it's mostly like a reddish tinge color. So yeah.
Yeah, nice head for 11% beer.
Yeah, really nice finger and a half, kind of yellowish, kind of tinged head.
Yeah, check out the aroma.
Whoa,
a lot of. I wouldn't say a lot of spices, but there's definitely some, but a lot of dark fruit too.
Yeah, I'm almost getting a little bit of like a cherry note on there too.
Yeah, maybe some dark fruit, caramel,
grapes.
Yeah, a lot of caramel malt, I would say, but yeah, some raisins.
Yeah, actually some grapes, as Jakob's saying. Maybe a little bit of a grape.
I can see that, yeah.
Maybe it smells sweet. It smells like a barley wine on the sweeter side.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I get it. It's just not overly spiced at all, just a touch.
No. It's let's say lightly spiced.
Yeah, maybe like a little bit of like sweet red apple too. It's got a lot of that big British yeast ester character to it.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, want to give it a try?
Yeah, let's give it a taste. Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Not that much carbonation on it, but you definitely don't. Yeah, you don't taste the 11% alcohol at all.
No, not at all. And this is almost 11:30 in the morning my time. So first beer, and yeah, I'm not really tasting any alcohol.
It's kind of I get some earthy kind of qualities to it too.
Yeah, maybe they're using some spicier, earthy hops maybe on the back end.
Yeah, maybe.
Because in the finish, I get a little bit of like a earthy spice character.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking too. A little bit of that. Some of the dark fruit, some of the caramel kind of flavors. I can already say now, this is not the best beer I've had from Beer Here.
Nope. Unfortunately.
Honestly, it's good, but I've had better.
And I've had better barley wines kind of style beers.
Yeah, it's not a bad beer. But it's not anything like mind blowing.
Yeah, it seems like the malt character is a little toned down on the flavors.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's
like
more of that like. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that it's missing that big sweet caramel note, that really nice big toffee sweet kind of mouth coating character.
Yeah, it has a tint of that, but it's not as dominating as you would expect from a barley wine.
Exactly, and it's more to me like just medium bodied kind of. Not...
Yeah, it's definitely it's on the lighter side body wise for a beer on 11%. I just expect, but it still has that kind of sweet, sugary kind of gloss on your lips.
Yeah, it does actually. The more I drink it, I get a little more of that kind of brown sugary almost kind of aftertaste.
Yeah, I get some red berry kind of flavor to it too, and a lot of and the dark fruits. It's actually got quite a decent amount of like red berries to it, I think. Just not like the specific, but just generic kind of red berry flavor.
Agreed. Yeah, it's. I guess that's kind of what I was getting on the nose. I thought it might be like a bit of a cherry thing, but flavor-wise, it's definitely more red berry. Got to be those, English-style yeast esters kind of really coming through.
Yeah, I'm guessing too.
Yeah, maybe almost a red apple-ish kind of thing going.
Yeah, and again, as you said, kind of like the earthy kind of spice notes. But it says it's brewed with spices, and the only kind of spiciness I pick out is like an earthiness and maybe like peppery. No,
Yeah.
it isn't like Christmas spices.
Maybe some kind of cloviness you get from the
Oh yeah, maybe
yeast strain, kind of.
I think with this beer, they're trying to go with like a bigger style British winter warmer.
it seems. Yeah, as you're saying now, it seems like a big winter warmer. Actually, when I think about it.
And like I just had the Samuel Smith's Welcome Winter Ale, and that one to me gets a lot of its spice character from like actual hop character, not necessarily like some kind of additional spice. And so this kind of reminds me of that, but amplified up, higher ABV.
Yeah, because when I think about it, it is kind of like the traditional English winter warmer, and like if you can say an imperial version of it, because they're not as big.
I think actually this one would go well with the annual cigar we smoke because it has that bitterness and it doesn't have that much. It doesn't have any smoke notes, but the bitterness will cut the smoke notes as well, and the sweetness will complement it very well with the cigar. So I'm thinking New Year, long week.
Yeah, as far as like me, I'm actually getting like a decent amount of bitterness on the back end that kind of helps balance it out. I think they're hopping it maybe a little more than you would see a traditional English barley wine, but it makes more sense in the context of like a British winter warmer.
Yeah, I guess so too, because it's definitely got a pretty solid bitter backbone to it. But I've never had it fresh. This is the first time I have it, and it's only been brewed once, which was last year, and this is a 1-year-old bottle, both the one we have and you have.
Okay.
So it might have been a little more hoppy. I don't know.
Okay.
Since we've been drinking a little on the beer here, ULEWINE. It's a pretty tasty beer. It kind of feels like we've agreed on this that it's kind of like a big winter warmer almost more than a barley wine. It's got kind of the same flavor. It's kind of like the same spice notes that you get from some like noble hops,
right?
Something like that. Pretty tasty beer, but one of the actually more disappointing beers for me from beer here because I've had most of them. So rating this for me, I'm gonna give it a 78. It's a pretty good beer still, but I'm used to beer here being much better. So 78 from me.
Yeah, I'm actually right the hell with you. 78 as well. It's actually spot on because I love most beer here beers, and I know beer here makes a lot of great beers. So this is actually quite a disappointment. But it's good that it's good that the disappointment lays at 78. So
it is not a 50.
Yeah.
I'll give this one a C+ only because I think it's solid. It's all right. It's like it's right on the verge of being like above average. I'm only knocking it because I think they kind of labeled it, categorized it as a beer. Like we were discussing. So I think that kind of brings me down from like a B- to a C+. But it's definitely drinkable. It's solid. Almost right above average type of beer. So the Yule Ale you get it on the camera there from Beer Here. We're pretty much all on the same page on this one. It's a decent beer. Maybe a little miscategorized, like we said, but check it out if you're interested in like a really big British winter warmer. So thanks to Peter and Jakob for sending me over the beer from Denmark, and thanks for joining me on the review as well. It was fun doing this, and we got it in a holiday beer right before Christmas time. So until next time, comment, subscribe, and cheers and skål.
Skål.